Tip number 4 for growing your natural hair long, strong, and healthy would definitely have to be incorporating Ayurvedic treatments into your regimen. And these are really good because they help cure such ailments as dry scalp, dandruff, and they also are very helpful for those of you who may suffer from a lot of breakage, falling hair, shedding hair, or very, very thin, fine hair, because it helps to give the hair the nourishment that it needs in order to thicken the hair up. But right now, henna is the one that I use solely, and I will show you which hennas that I use. There are 2 types of henna brands that I use. The first henna brand is called Reshma henna, and this is the one that you tend to find the most at your local Indian or Pakistani grocer. I paid about $3 for this. The weight on this, I think it's 200 grams, and this is really good. I use this whole box for a full application on my hair, just because my hair is about almost waist length, so I need a lot of this stuff, but it's really, really good. The second brand that I use is the one that tends to go around YouTube the most, which is Jamilla henna. And Jamilla henna is a product of Pakistan, I believe. But it does the same thing. People say, oh, if you want to do henna treatments, use Jamilla henna. You know, I've used both of these hennas, and I've tried other ones. I've tried a Rajasthan henna. I think that's what it's called. It comes in like a bag, actually, as opposed to a box. I've tried that. That works well. I mean, the hennas, to me, they all do the same thing. There may be more, there may be ones that you get a little bit more color from, or a lot more dye release, but I think they all do the same thing, especially if your goal is not the color, but more so the conditioning properties. So those are the ones that I use, but I would recommend, as I said, I would recommend these hennas, or just henna in general, or even amla. If your hair falls a lot, meaning that it sheds, if it breaks, or if you suffer from very, very thin, fine hair, I would definitely say try to incorporate Ayurvedic treatments into your regimen, because they work. They work really well, and I promise you, if you try it, you will definitely see a difference in your hair. So tip number 4 would have to be incorporating Ayurvedic treatments into your regimen. Tip number 3 for growing your natural hair long, strong, and healthy would definitely have to be finger detangling. Finger detangling is good because it allows you to feel every tingle, every knot, and it prevents you from ripping through the hair as you might do if you use a comb or a brush. I used to use them. I used to use combs and brushes, and I would finger detangle off and on. But I started to finger detangle more consistently. I don't use any combs, I don't use any brushes, and it works for me. Now, I always detangle my hair with a lot of conditioner in my hair, and the conditioner that I use is, once again, the Tresemme Naturals. I said to you that this is a multi-purpose product. It works very, very good for me. So I use this to wash, and while it's still in my hair, I just go in and I detangle with my fingers. It has a lot of slip, and it helps me to be able to just get through the hair. I can feel every tangle, every knot, and because of that, I can just go through and work the knots out much easier, work the tangles out much easier, and my hair is detangled. What I used to use in the past was, I used to use a wide tooth comb like this one, and I would also use my modified Denman brush. I think this is like a D3 brush or something like that. When I say I just strictly finger detangle, I strictly finger detangle. Tip number 3 to you would definitely be finger detangling, because you maintain and retain more hair, especially if your goal is to have longer natural hair. I would definitely say try to incorporate finger detangling into your regimen. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, finger detangling can be a little bit time consuming. When I first started doing it, it would take me about 50 minutes to detangle my hair, but now I've got my regimen down to the point where it would only take me about 30. Now that may still seem like a lot, but I try to be I try to make sure that I detangle my hair very well, because that's important in retaining your hair and keeping your hair away from snags and so on and so forth. So tip number 3, finger detangling. Tip number 2 for growing your natural hair long, strong, and healthy would definitely have to be, this is my favorite tip of them all, and that is protective styling. You hear a lot of people on YouTube talk about protective styling, but protective styling is so important for growing your natural hair, and I'm going to tell you why. Just like your body needs a rest at night when you go to sleep because it helps to rejuvenate it, it helps you to feel fresh in the morning, it's the same thing when you protective style. At times your hair needs a rest from all of the styling, from all of the manipulation. When you do a protective style, it gives your hair a rest, it allows it to be able to grow, and through protective styling I think you can see more of your growth as opposed to, say, if you're someone who likes to style your hair more often. I would definitely say try to incorporate protective styling into your regimen, no matter what it is. For instance, for me, I like to protective style using buns. I do a lot of bunning. I also do, my favorite protective style are 2-strand twists. I do those a lot, and you can style them and make them your own. It's really fun. It doesn't have to be boring, and it doesn't have to be something that feels childish, because I know a lot of times people avoid protective styling because they feel that, oh, it's like a little kid, especially if you do 2-strand twists, but it doesn't have to be that way. The other style that I tend to do are cornrows, or a style that I really love are crochet braids. Now, that's what I'm wearing right now. This is my protective style, which is a mixture of cornrows and crochet braids at the top. I did a video on this, so if you're interested in seeing that, click on the links here and that'll take you to those videos. But I also have a protective style series where I show how I style my 2-strand twists, and I also show you how I do a high bun. So if you want to see those, I will link them down below under this video in the description box, and hopefully that'll inspire you and give you some inspiration for your own protective styles. Now, I know a lot of people, they can grow their hair and they don't do protective styles at all, but it's definitely a preference. But I had to put this in one of my tips because it's something that worked for me. Protective styling is very easy for me because I tend to be more of a low maintenance type of gal. I talk about this a lot and it's so true. So I tend to go with styles that aren't too intricate, that aren't too fussy or too much. I like styles that will last me a long time, and that I don't have to manipulate my hair too much, because the last thing I want to think about is hair. During the week, I don't want to think about hair until that Sunday when it's time for me to go through that process of washing and detangling and deep conditioning and styling my hair. So definitely tip number 2 to you would have to be protective styling. If you want to grow your natural hair long, strong, and healthy, definitely incorporate protective styling into your regimen. The last tip that I can give for you to grow your natural hair long, strong, and healthy is the most important tip of all besides protective styling, and that is patience. Be patient with your journey. Natural hair is very time consuming. It takes work, just like anything in life, and you have to be patient. Put in the work, put in the effort, and I promise you, with patience, you will definitely see the results. Enjoy your journey, because that's what it is. It is a journey. I think what makes the journey less enjoyable is when we compare ourselves to others and say, oh, my hair is not growing as long, or my hair is not growing as fast, so therefore that means that my journey is not as important, and that's not true. So I want to say to you, be patient with yourself, be patient with your hair, and enjoy the journey, because the journey is yours to enjoy. With that being said, those are my 8 tips for growing your natural hair long, strong, and healthy. I hope you found these tips helpful. If you have any questions or comments, or if there's something that you want me to go into more detail about, please feel free to leave a comment below or inbox me or even email me, and I'll definitely get back to you when I can. I would say if you want to see a video on any of the things that I spoke about, whether it be finger detangling or if it would be my Ayurvedic treatments or how I shampoo my hair with the bentonite clay, feel free to leave a comment down below, or better yet, thumbs up the video, and that'll let me know that you want to see those things, and I'll definitely do them for you. So until my next video, remember guys, create a great day. I love you all. Bye.